What is going on YouTube? Today I'm bringing you a monocolor battle against liljustin10. Now before you say anything, we both agreed that shiny color also counts, so shiny Genesect fits perfectly to my team. Also, this is one of those rare games where neither of us sets up any entry hazards, not a single status is inflicted or hacks happens that makes any difference on the game. In other words, it is almost as straightforward as it gets. Let's get going. I lead with Genesect, and if any of you was still confused why I use Genesect on mono-red team, there is your answer. My opponent meanwhile leads with Flygun, and because I know that mixed attacker set with a Fire Blast and Draco Meteor is quite common, I decide to play it safe and switch to Crowdon to scout. He indeed goes for a Fire Blast, but then decides to switch his attack straight to an Outrage and takes me out in one hit before I get a chance to do anything. On the plus side, that allows me to go back to Genesect and safely set up a Rock Polish, knowing that he is locked on an Outrage for at least one more turn. Then I hit him with a Water type Techno Blast. Yeah, signature moves for the win. Even at +1 from down note, he survives it, but seeing awesomeness of my scissors, he realizes that he stands no chance and commits suicide. He goes to Tornadoes and I decide to stay in, because after a Rock Polish I expect to be faster, and also because I think that the best move he can hit me with is a Hurricane, which tends to miss without the rain. He turns out to be Choice Scarf though, and completely catches me off guard with a Heat Wave, which is an easy one-hit KO. So I bring my Darmanitan, which is named after a quote from a Top Gear, "Ambitious but rubbish," which perfectly sums up my moveset. I set up a substitute on his switch to Gallade, and then I keep subbing on the same turn he breaks it, just to lower my health below half. Yes, I know, my HP number should be even, I fixed it after this battle. Eventually I activate my Zen mode, but the Gallade has a very good special defense, so even with a life for Fire Blast does only around half, and he takes me out with another Earthquake. I go to Snappy for an easy revenge kill, but he decides to save this thing for later and goes back to Tornadoes. Crunch does around 60%, but because he is scarfed as well, he outspeeds me and hits with Hidden Power Ice, but it only does a little bit more than I did to him with Crunch. Another one finishes him off and gives me a Moxie boost. So now he brings a Sceptile, hoping to survive a stab +1 Crunch. And he does indeed. Once again Revenge kills me with a Leaf Blade, and just barely survives his own life for Recoil. Knowing that he is able only to get one hit off before he goes down, I go to Porygon 2 to recover off any damage he does to me. For some reason he switches his attack to an Earthquake and gets a useless critical hit, which still does below half to me, so as his life orb takes him out, I recover up to full HP. Now he goes back to Gallade and goes for a Shadow Sneak. I really can't explain that, maybe he was predicting my Jinx, but close combat would still do much more damage in that case. Anyway, I just spam tri-attacks as he makes another switch to Virizion. Then he goes for a Stone Edge, I'm guessing because he knows that close combat won't take me out in one shot, and he doesn't want to lower his defenses. Meanwhile, I switch my attack to an Ice Beam and get a random freeze, but he turns out to be holding a Lamberry and toes out immediately. Then he decides to hit me with everything he's got, but Porygon 2 with Eviolite takes a close combat like a beast, and with his defenses lowered, another Ice Beam is an easy KO. He goes back to Gallade and gets yet another revenge kill with a close combat, but then my Tequila does the same thing to him with an Ice Beam. So now we are both down to our last Pokemon. I try either putting him to sleep with a Lovely Kiss or setting up a substitute predicting a Protect, but guess what? This is the very same Jinx that some of you have seen in an Ario match not so long ago, and she's still holding a Choice Scarf because I forgot to fix it. Thankfully, I'm locked on my only attack, which is an Ice Beam, but it just misses a kill, unlike his Back Bass, which takes me out in one hit. Funny thing is, his Yanmega like a Sceptile turned out to be Life Orbed, and this time Recoil actually takes him out on the same turn, so technically this battle ended up in a draw, but because my Jinx went down first, according to the game he won the battle. In any case, that is the game. Good game, Little Justin. Some of your plays might seem to be a bit weird, but overall it was a really straightforward, fun battle. As always, if you guys enjoyed, likes or comments are always motivating, and I see you all next time.